Studios Hollywood. Welcome to Home and Family.
Brighten up your day, the home and family way.
Yeah, really. We are not. No. This is the hottest trend in hair color, and the stars of today trust their hair to celebrity colorist George Papanikolas, and he is here. And welcome. Speaking of celebrities, we have pillows. We have this new, it's called Ombre.
Yeah, it's unusual. It comes from the fashion world. It's a process of dyeing fabric where it fades from dark to light. And it's become like the latest trend in Hollywood. Like stars like Khloe Kardashian, Miranda Kerr, Jessica Zora, they're all sporting this look. So it's become like the most in-demand color service.
Who are your favorite celebrities to work with?
Working with the Kardashians, and I love them. They're so much fun.
They're fun. Yeah, they seem like
fun.
they're a lot of fun to do. Yeah, do they do the ombre?
Yeah, Khloe's been rocking the ombre. We had it like about a year ago, then we went dark, now we went back to it. So
Great.
There's a lot of different variations of it, and I'll show you guys how to create it.
Okay,
All right.
welcome.
So earlier we asked you guys to pick a color, any color, and there's a reason.
Summer fashion is laid back and sun-kissed, and the hottest way to give your hair that trendy two-tone look, it's called ombre. Now, colorist to the stars George Papanikolas is here to give us all the tips and tricks for the professional to make sure you have gorgeous locks all summer long. So welcome, George.
Thank
it's
you.
nice
Thank you
having
so
you here
much.
all day.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
Could you please introduce who you brought with you
Yeah,
today?
this is our model, Rio. We did
Hi, Rio.
a really beautiful transformation on her today.
Yeah, now this is called ombre, and explain for us once again what ombre means.
Ombre, actually the word comes from the fashion world, and it's a process of dyeing fabric where it fades from light to dark. So essentially we're creating the same thing with hair color. And it's become one of those things, it's become one of the most requested services in the salon.
Really? Now, I know you work with a lot of celebrities, and a lot of celebrities coming to get this look. So who are some of the ones that you've worked with? Who does?
Some of the looks I've created a similar look for are like Khloe Kardashian. You can see it on the seasons, Keeping It with the Kardashians. Jessica Zora is sporting the look. And Miranda Kerr, from one of the Victoria's Secret models, is also wearing it.
So I understand that you're really good friends, though, with the Kardashians, right?
Yeah, it's like we're like part of the family, but it's like a fun experience with them.
Well, could I just ask you, have you seen the baby?
I did.
Yes?
She's so cute.
Yeah, yes, well, that's what everybody says, so we're all anxious to see the new baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we talked about what ombre is. Now, should you do this at home, or can you do this at home?
I wouldn't recommend it at home. The only problem with doing it at home, you have to think, the color is going to be mostly placed on the ends, and that's the oldest hair, and it's also the most fragile hair.
On the ends.
Yeah, so if you try to lighten that, it's really easy to damage. So you want to make sure you go to a professional who knows when to take it off, because the ends process really quickly, and it's really, really easy to damage them. So you don't want to do that at home.
So, you did this earlier on I was going to call you Ombre. I'm Rio. I'm Rio. On Rio. So let's take a look at how this process actually comes to be. Let's take a look.
Okay, so what we did first, I actually do two techniques. First, I start with my signature Balayage Technique. It's a French highlighting style where you hand paint the highlights on, and that gives you that soft graduation of color. And you can see it's like it just goes really fine at the root, and you gradually get thicker and heavier towards the ends. And that gives you that graduation. Next, we go back through the hair, and it's my signature ombre technique, where you back comb the hair.
Why do you do this?
Well, what the back combing does, it diffuses the highlight. Because if you don't back comb it and you put the lightener on the ends, then you get like a really heavy, hard line. This gives a really soft graduation of color, which is what you can see. So
really beautiful.
Yeah, and then the hard part is getting the shampoo, getting that out. So you'll hate your colorist after they put that thing in, but it's worth the results. Because you'll probably spend about 30 minutes just trying to get all the tangles out.
All right, okay.
But yeah, so it's a kind of a two-step process to get the ombre.
All right. How long does this process take? Does it depend on your length of your hair?
Yeah, it takes about 2 hours for the whole thing from start to finish.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, isn't it fun?
Really beautiful. You know what? It's really very lovely and soft, and it looks like you have very, very healthy hair. So how do you protect the hair during the summer, with the sun and the pool and beaches and all? What do you recommend?
The first thing you want to do is, before you get into the pool, you want to wet your hair with fresh water first.
Why?
Well, because when you enter the pool, if it's just salt water or chlorine water, it's going to absorb, especially into those ends, because they're more porous. They've been lightened up. Right. So if you wet it, it absorbs less of the chemicals and less of the salt. So when
we go in to ask our colorist about this, what do we ask for?
Well, you know, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get your hair cut first before
Okay.
you go in for the highlights. Because most of it is focused on the ends of the hair. If you do the color first and then cut it, you're going to cut off the best parts. So you want to cut it first, then get the highlights. That way you can kind of tailor the highlighting to the haircut.
So what are the 3 things that we need to know to prep your hair for this?
So first thing, you want to cut it first.
Yeah.
Second, you're going to want to protect it and get it prepared for the lightning service. So
Protect it with what, though?
Well, what I actually recommend is using Joico's K-Pack.
Do we have some here?
Yeah, we do. It's right over here.
All right.
It's the deep penetrating Reconstructor.
Oh,
and
it's a Reconstructor.
I always recommend do that every single day the week before you highlight it. Because that's going to repair your hair and rebuild it and prepare it for the lightning service. That way when you come in, you still come out with soft, silky, beautiful hair.
Yeah, the trouble with colored hair all the time, it looks like it's processed. This, if you could see this in person, it doesn't look processed at all. It's really beautiful and silky.
You want it to look silky and shiny. And then when you're going into your colorist, you know, there's a few things you want to ask for. First, you know, it's about communicating the look to your client because, you know, there's different variations of ombre. So my ombre can be totally different from your idea of ombre.
Can you do it with short hair? No?
You
Okay,
need
forget
some
it.
length.
Okay, we need length. Okay. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, George Papanikolas and Rio. And you can see more of George's ombre transformation on his website at georgepapanikolas.com. Thank you again. Thank you both. Okay, coming up next, hot flash sales. Here we go.